much as I do, and I'll tell you when to go. Do not go. Oh, dude, you're dead.
Fuck.
Consent me.
It'll be a few minutes before that's back up.
Whoa.
It'll be an hour and 10 minutes.
You'll be alright. I got 2 rogues, bunch of fucking tanks. We just really need to get it slowed. That's all that really hinges on.
Hey. About 45 seconds out from the book of that.
I should have invited you in Nexus. I'll gate back for you.
I'm almost a scar. I'll give you a show when I'm pretty much there.
Ground controls on the clerics. Did you already do seasons, Dirtman?
I was waiting for everyone to get here.
Cool.
All right, I'm about at the book.
Is everyone here?
I think so.
All right, doing Ago.
You don't want Ago. If you want Pot G, click off your Ago right now.
They mass group buff Ago, it overwrites the pot G.
That's why we do it afterwards. And he told you to click it off.
It's off.
We need enough wizards that it's worth MGBing symbol.
I mean, honestly, like,
Anything to keep Squonk in there. Blasting.
I always ask him for it.
Yeah, I appreciate
I
it.
get focus and stamina, dude. I don't give a flying fuck. Like, I get more buffs on my wizard than I do on my cleric. I'm like getting all the HP shit so I don't die. I'm such a fucking paper goddamn piece of shit, dude. I go down so easily.
Yeah, don't let Squonk or Crimson die, or we just have no DPS. That was probably a slight to a bunch of people. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Bungee gum is doing God's work.
Yeah, hurt the DPS buff.
I get to invite the bar group, please. Pretty please.
Do you think Mana Song would hit me out of LOS? Probably not, right? Oh, the global one might. Yeah, you might be right. I just saw you cast that. All right, we'll go in like 5 once the clerics are full. Everybody med back up. Well, maybe 3. Let Thug get or Exalted get mana.
Hey Bungie, you need to drop the raid. You're bugged.
It's gonna be a Vina on the right one, Mander on the red.
So Venus first.
He's in the right hall. I'm checking the left side. All right, pull it. Just walk forward to me and pull it. Assist and slow Avina's first. Pull yours back, Mander. Stand on Avina. Squonk, go stand on Avina. Heal Squawk. Yeah, probably don't rain if you are, because you're hitting the Manders.
That's 100% what it was.
Yeah.
Is it a belly? Do I need to be under?
No, you don't need to be under it.
Think I got it.
Patch Mander.
Mander. Mander.
See it just landing.
Damn, these
They're both
cast,
slowed.
casters are getting ripped.
Mander's really low again.
Let's be safe and pull like one roamer out before we just drop down, right?
Let me check where it's at. Clerics need mana anywhere.
Okay. What's going on? Look for feature type.
Avina, grab that roamer.
Yo, did you see what Fizz just fucking posted?
Pus is tanking. Avina's ramp on this. Let me rip it. Heal pus.
Oh, dude, that's huge.
I know, bro. We don't have to anchor anymore.
What happened?
They added raid leading tools that guild leader and officers can invite guild members who are in a different zone so they can enter an instance for a quest turn in, and we can also invite members to a raid without having to zone out now.
Oh, that's massive.
Yeah. So we can like open up Sky Shriner TOV from like Nexus, right? Like for a pig to do a turn in.
Yeah, that's huge.
Well,
Or no more evacing and coughing to get somebody into SS Raw, right? Like
CH landing.
Don't push this. Maybe it'll be okay and not go in the pot. It might be small enough.
honestly, DPS doesn't seem too terrible. We have a lot of tanks, and they're like, I feel like in this day and age, like tanks are like decent DPS. Like honestly,
Alright, drop down.
Oh, motherfucker.
you want it for your shit lord, don't you?
No, I fucking was trying to get my message a day macro, and I clicked my evasive macro by accident. I went evasive.
You're a fucking Mongol. A Mongol.
You know nothing of mongality.
I like that term.
Mander's tanking. I'm gonna tank to
Nice.
switch to me ramps on Mander.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Confirmed on Rampage.
Grab the Savannah.
Do do do. Let's see. Can we watch something?
And yeah, they did.
They shrunk his nose,
Yeah.
gave him a little bit of a handsome jaw. So he looks like an
Even
American.
made him. If you look at the shoulders, it even looks like they may have plumped up the shoulders there a bit.
A little bit, yeah. The
Yeah.
one on the right looks like he's a little plumper.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They changed the tone of the color. Wild. I mean, they changed his fucking teeth, man.
Communist News
Look,
Network.
they gave him veneers.
Yeah.
Look at the difference in his teeth. He's a much more handsome guy. Like that one on the right is like the handsome brother, and the one on the left is like. Why couldn't I look
Yeah,
like
the one on the
my
right.
brother?
Yeah, the one on the right. They were twins, and he took more of the protein.
Right.
Right. That was what happened. The thing is like this doesn't surprise me. By the way, this
Looks
is
like a Venus on it.
what's going on, and this is a well orchestrated, well crafted thing.
Yeah.
And the signal chats prove that, but we knew it anyway.
Yes.
Just
involving government, by the way.
Yes.
Allegedly, at least, involving Minnesota state government.
Well, it involves Waltz.
Yes.
So that's not alleged.
Right. That's not alleged.
It's not alleged that it involves Waltz. It's not alleged that it involves Frey.
Right.
And it's not alleged. Well, what is alleged is the allegations of fraud, of course. But
there would be a reason why you would want to distract from all that fraud.
Sure.
And that would motivate you to do something along these lines. So let's go back to the instance. So you've got these cops that are on, these CBP guys that are on high alert, right? There's a lot of tension. People are screaming. If you're in an environment like that all day, like I've never been a police officer, but I was a security guard. And when I was a security guard for Great Woods, and by the way, I'm not comparing this in any way, but I'm just explaining my mentality when I was there. It was very much us versus them. It was a small group of guys that were working
Another
at.
fucking
I
roast. I'm not
worked
even
at
gonna link
Great
this
Woods
one.
Center
Nobody
for the
bid on the
Performing
last
Arts
one.
in Mansfield, Massachusetts. It's a concert venue in
Mhm.
Mansfield, and this was when I was fighting. So it was me and a bunch of guys from my Taekwondo team got hired to be security guards. One of the guys came and said, "Hey, you guys want to get a job working as a security guard? It's great. You get to see concerts, and it was like a good pay." And you know, I was doing a bunch of random jobs back then while I was competing, just to sort of pay bills. And I said, "Yeah, okay, what do I have to do?" And they're like, "It's nothing. You just go there and you work." First day on the job, I go there. Some guy had stolen one of the security golf carts. So there's this dude named Alley Cat. He was the head guy of security. He was fucking character, hilarious. His main dream was to open up a bar. Alley Cat's Libations and Victuals. He had this whole dream. It was like just a real character.
What the hell?
Grab this.
Load.
Oh, there we go.
But this guy was a hardcore motherfucker. And they caught the guy who stole this golf cart, tackled him to the ground, and he was beating him in the face with a walkie-talkie. This was my first day on the job. So I'm like, okay, so this is what we're doing. And we kind of became like almost like cops for this place. But there was very much an us versus them mentality. And it turns out there's a lot more involved than I ever thought it was. And then one day I was at a Neil Young concert. I was working the Neil Young concert and riots broke out. There was fire. It was cold out. And there was like a grassy area. So there was like a lawn. So it was like there's the inside, not inside, it was like an outdoor concert venue, but there was a roof to part of it. And then the back of it was like this lawn area that was in the back. And these guys had started bonfires up there. And we were supposed to go in there and break up the bonfires. And then my friend Larry, who is like one of the most mild-mannered guys you'd ever want to meet, but, you know, a elite black belt. He gets in a fight with this guy, and some guy pushes him, and he knocks this guy down. And I'm like, okay, chaos is broken out. Let's get the fuck. I'm like, let's quit. Let's get the fuck out of here. And I used to wear a hoodie. I used to carry a hoodie so I could just zip up the hoodie over my security outfit and like, bye. Because I knew there was going to come a time where I was like, I'm not getting shot, stabbed, killed, whatever, stomped
Over
to
this
death
venue
for $20 an hour
Yeah,
or whatever the fuck I
screw
was
that.
getting. So I wound up leaving that day. But there was a very, and I remember very clearly, like, oh, this is probably what happens with cops times a million. Like, you develop this us versus them, because
A
it was very much
million
us.
Dude, are
We
you
would meet up
fucking
at the beginning of our
kidding me?
shift. We would all talk about
The
what's going
third
down.
leather
We were,
bracer
mostly
of
we
the
were
clear?
catching people that were bringing in alcohol, like women in
Also
their
played
purses,
arms.
like some Carly Simon or something be playing.
Dude,
They'd
I'll
sneak in
pay
a bottle of
DKP
wine.
for
You know,
another bracer for Bob.
and James Taylor.
Yeah, dude, there's like
there was
8
a lot
of
of
them
that.
rotting here.
And so
I'll
we'd
reopen
have
one.
like literal fucking trash cans filled with bottles of
What the
wine
hell?
and liquor at the end of the night. We would get to
Oh,
keep
why
them.
is it on my
We'd take
log?
them
I
home.
do not want to go back.
And
to
so
the
this
courts. There
us
it is.
versus
Well, that's
them.
a nice perk.
It was kind of fun.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
nice perk.
Yeah.
It's like
Also, I was illegal to drink. I was only 19 at the time. But
an even nicer perk.
yeah, it was very clearly us versus them, and the tensions were very high.
Yeah.
Like whenever some weird shit went down, everybody puffed up their chest and everybody was ready to throw down. And I was like, this job is not good, but it educated me. I was
Shit,
like,
there's
okay,
two of
and
them,
in my
Rod?
mind, I was like,
Like
okay,
3
this
of
must
them.
be like this when you're a police officer, again, times a million. To think of what's
Wasn't
going
that why
on.
they have their
Got a bid
codes,
on it,
right?
Craig.
They have their oaths they take, and then they have their little codes to each other too.
Exactly.
But I don't
Ah,
blame
can I
them.
go
zero
Like
on
it
the
seems
roll on it?
completely there's a,
Yes.
a certain
Yeah,
wisdom
yes.
to this. Like, hey, look,
But
that
you
could
have
be
to roll
me.
against anybody
And
who wants
so
to
if
roll.
it's you, I'm going to
including
be
me
right there
from
with
cut
you.
these stores
And then
out.
if it's
Like
me,
21
you're going to
months.
be right there with me. I
Exactly.
get it.
Also, there's a tremendous amount of social
There you
media
go.
content that anybody could access
You
at
said
any
there's
given
3 of
time,
them,
where
right?
a lot of these dorks are calling for violence. You know, it's
Well,
just it's
some may have robbed
all
it, but
over the place. You could find it. The least likely
there's 2
people
down
that would
here,
ever
one
be
up top, if
involved
the
in
up
any
top
sort of
one's
an
still around.
altercation are on TikTok calling for violence. We got to kill these motherfuckers. We got to shoot these motherfuckers. And these guys are out there in the middle of that. All right. So tensions are high as fuck, and they're getting screamed at all the time. They're on red alert. They're wearing vests. They're carrying
Well,
guns.
their wives are getting called and threatened, and they're saying they're going
You
to rape
have
their
to
kids.
play
They're
to
saying
zero
that they're going to
deep to
brutalize
be
their
able to
family
roll.
members, and they give them
Exactly.
calls in the middle of the
It's 2.
night, and they whisper to them,
Shit.
"Well, how's your dad, such and such, doing?"
I'm on the fire
You know, and
guardian.
just cryptic things like that, and let it go.
Being the Drake.
Exactly. And this is very coordinated. It's very coordinated and organized, and the way they find out all their information is very creepy. So
Someone grabbed
Again,
the Drake.
I don't think this guy should have pushed that lady. I mean, the way he did it was very violent. She was a small woman, and he shoved her very violently to the ground.
Oh,
and
boy.
this other guy, Preddy, gets in between them. Okay, which, again, if you are a concealed carry holder, is a giant no-no. You do not fucking do that. You do not engage with law enforcement when you're armed. You shouldn't engage with anyone. You know, ever. I mean,
You should be trained to avoid conflict.
yes.
That's the whole thing. Is like
Yes.
if you're armed, you move into that next level of you need to really be avoiding conflict. You're not supposed to be in bars drinking.
Exactly.
You're not supposed to be, at big parties and things like this where violent things can occur.
Exactly.
You know, you can take it to church, defend the church. Other
Yeah.
than that,
Jeez.
like you're supposed to be avoiding conflict.
Exactly. So he gets in between the officer and this woman, puts his hands on the officer,
Yep.
and then he gets pepper sprayed. They go to the ground. There's a lot of scrambling going on. Now you have to understand what happens when you get pepper sprayed. Okay, I've never been pepper sprayed. I did get tear gassed once during Fear Factor. We did a Fear Factor stunt where these people had to, I forget what they had to do, but we had built this, or there was like a structure, and they were inside the structure, and they released tear gas in the structure. I got hit with it. It's pretty brutal, but
It's painful,
yeah, it sucks.
and you can't breathe.
You can't breathe. Your eyes swell up. Your
You
nose
start
starts running like
gagging,
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that shit stays on your clothes.
You
too.
don't think well when that happens. So this guy's clearly not thinking well, and he can't see, and he's, and then they're on him, right? So they're on him, and then one guy, whether he yells out he's got a gun or grabs the gun first, I'm not sure, but there he has a gun. So they see his gun in the middle of the scramble. The guy pulls his gun out and moves off. Now this is where it gets weird. I believe the gun was a SIG P320.
I'm having trouble
A
landing.
SIG
anything in
P320 is known for having accidental discharges. It is it
Yeah,
has a
there's no
reputation for it.
Mellow
It
or
is a
Marlow.
very specific type of striker. It doesn't
tashing
have
them, but I still-
a safety the way
Yeesh.
some other guns do, and you can have negligent discharges with SIGs.
Now, is the P320, is that a hammered model?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not a striker fire.
No, wait a minute. No, it is a striker fire. It's let's pull it up because I'm not. I know that 365 is built very differently. The 320 breaks cleaner.
Yeah.
But
I thought the
if it
320 had a
drops-
hammer, was double action and single action, and then
You might be right.
I didn't think it was a striker fire. Most of the P models are not striker fires that I'm aware of. I could be wrong.
Well, the 365, the P365 is definitely different than the 320.
Yeah.
They have a different striking mechanisms. They're known for accidental discharges.
Okay. I can't tell if that's a hammer underneath the slide.
Well, let's just what is this? What is the trigger mechanism of a SIG P320? Put that in there. And what is it that makes it prone to
Gravity.
accidental discharges? And if you look up SIG P320
Whoa,
online and in
whoa.
the search engine, accidental
Mother
discharge comes up very quickly.
Frickers.
Oh, it is striker fired.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's a modular striker fire trigger mechanism. When pressed, trigger bar moves
Son
forward,
of a
disengages
bitch.
safety, lever and C are releasing the striker. Okay, so it's a striker fired
Right.
pistols. Okay, got it.
So, as of 2017, SIG changed the way they make their guns because the trigger itself was heavier than what it is now, and not just the pull, but the actual mechanism of the trigger was
Gonna
heavier.
put a number on
If
the
you
leather
drop
braces
it,
for,
so if this is the
Quarm.
barrel of the gun where the bullet comes out, and this is where you're holding on your hand.
It
If you
disconnects.
drop it, it'll discharge, and it'll discharge without moving the slide, which is kind of crazy. Because what happens is something
That
in
one's
the
slowed.
dropping it on the back where the handle is
Releases the disconnector, probably.
it causes that heavier trigger, the heavier weight to the trigger,
Yeah.
to drop down, and it will discharge.
Okay.
As of 2017, they made the trigger lighter, and it doesn't do that anymore.
Okay.
And there's a whole YouTube video where this guy explains it and shows that you can do it with the older models. If you drop them on their side, they don't do it. If you drop them barrel first, they don't do it. But if you drop them handle first, and it hits the back where you hold it, where the the what is it called, the beaver tail of the
Then
gun
the
sits.
internal hammer drops and bang.
Exactly.
Got
And
it.
it's one of the only guns that does that.
Yeah.
And so much so that I believe, you should search this, I believe the Dallas Police Department stopped
we should be
issuing
over
them
Doze.
to their officers. See if that's true before I go further, because I don't want to get into any legal weeds here. But I have one. I have a 320. I've never had a problem with it. Here it is. Dallas Police suspends use of pistol manufacturer. Okay, yeah. And it's because of that. So
What are these chambered in? 940?
it's 9.
9?
They're 9s, but the so that's the gun this guy has.
Mhm.
So when this CBP officer grabs his gun, he was moving off, and it appears, it's very grainy, the video. It appears there's an accidental discharge. Now,
Or
you
cleared
can
slow.
make an accidental discharge of this
Remember
gun
seeing
without
that
touching the
as well.
trigger. If there's any kind of pressure on the trigger, if it is a
Hey, Dave,
modified
came in
trigger,
anyway.
if there's
Sorry.
anything that engages with it, even a slight amount, and you move
I
the
know, bud.
slide
Mhm.
at all, that gun will go off. And there's videos of it online. You could find videos online. See if you can find videos of it online where a guy shows how you can get that gun to negligent discharge, because it will. It will. At least the pre-2017 model.
I didn't see his hand go on the slide of the gun, though.
Yeah. Well, he's holding it. It's the hard thing is it's
Uh,
fucking
Right,
blurry.
yeah, you
as
can't
shit.
see. I looked at it from both angles, but it looked to me like he was
Yeah, but there's
holding
two of them down
it
here. Grab one, man.
Like
by the handle
with no finger on the trigger.
Yeah.
But it does seem like, at least in some of the takes that I've seen, I may be wrong, but it seems like that gun might have
I'll have
negligent
to make my
discharge.
brother
Now,
run
Usually
the
when
channel
someone's
up
holding
to
a
the
gun and
current
there's a
end.
negligent discharge, it's because they pulled the trigger,
Right.
right?
right.
So in this case, I'm going to assume it for a second. So the gun drops on the side, striker fired. Let's say I don't know what the mechanism is. But let's say the disconnector. That makes the disconnector go. The hammer drops. Bam! It hits the primer. Gun fires. I
Gun
get
fires, hits the ground. These guys
Yeah.
think, they hear gun. These guys think this guy might have a gun in the scramble. They don't know. This is all
that. So
seconds.
they open fire.
High pressure. They open fire on him.
Mhm.
That's what I believe happened. So when people say, oh, they straight up executed this guy,
Think you better. There's a little more nuance.
there's
there,
more
huh?
nuance to
Yeah.
it. There's chaos. There's the fog of chaos. You're in
one
the
is
middle
3
of this
fire
like
emeralds, right?
very high stress situation where you've already pepper sprayed this guy. Now you're in a physical scramble. Someone says he has
Thought
a
the brace
gun.
was crushed
Gun goes
opals for
off.
priests.
Bang, bang, bang. You're
I have
just
to look.
shooting.
Mhm.
I'm assuming.
I
This
don't
is just
remember.
a
I'd have
lot
to
of,
look.
a lot of
But
guesswork.
that's a lot of bad stuff that has to happen
Pretty sure it's
Right.
in
crushed opals for
sequence.
priests.
Yes.
Like the fact, even if this gun is recalled as a model
And I know how at least
that
one of
had
the banks
these
you can have because
issues,
mine's going
right?
on
I'm
the elite.
guessing that it wasn't every one of them that had the issues. Some of them, right?
Right.
Probably not all.
Yeah, Bob
And
just
if
got a
it's
real
because
shitty
it has to have a
ricer on
lot
one
of
arm.
force for it to go off, or the slide has to be, you have to be moving the slide or something
Uh-huh.
like this. What I saw was him holding the pistol,
Right.
how
Could
you
be
or
one
I
left
would hold
exalted,
the
but it's
pistol
up
with
top,
the
so
finger
to
off
jump
the
up.
trigger. I did not actually see what would have caused that force.
This is where it gets weird.
Can someone
So,
loot for MQ?
There have been documented instances, like the SIG P320. There's a lot of legal stuff involved in this. There's tons of cases. Some of them are bullshit. Like there was one cop where they said the cop got shot because the gun accidentally went off, and everybody's like, "Oh man, Sig's in trouble." Turns out that cop had to recant that, and he accidentally hit the trigger and shot a cop. But he wanted. So this is one. So this guy, his gun just goes off. Now he doesn't have his finger on the trigger.
Yeah, if you don't mind,
it
there's
just
a leather
goes
bracer
off.
up top.
Now there's another one where a cop is in the middle of a precinct and he leans forward. He's got the holster on the outside. He leans forward and the gun goes off. He does not have his hand on the trigger. He's not touching the gun at all. See if you can find the one where the cop does it. So there's a cop where he's in
jump
the
up on the
precinct.
right-hand side.
His
You get
gun
on
is
that pillar
now.
and
Here's the
jump over.
question: was there something touching the trigger? Was it the holster bad? Was there debris in it? Was there something? Was his shirt touching it? Did he jam the gun in the holster and maybe like his shirt got stuck in? It touched the trigger a little bit.
There's also the second gun theory.
And then he moves forward. If the guy had a second gun.
There's also the second gun theory.
Right.
So I understand what you're saying, and maybe it met all of the conditions for that. It does seem unlikely to me, but it's possible that he's just holding it and it just happens to go off.
It would seem unlikely with any other gun.
Yeah.
So if the guy had a Glock.
But both of these cases are from the holster. This guy's grabbing from the holster. He's grabbing from the holster. Well, the cop had already pulled it out of the holster, and now he's holding it, and then it goes off.
Right, but it's so low resolution, it's hard to see what's going on with his hands. So if there had been some funkiness with the trigger, who knows where he got the gun? Who knows whether or not that gun had an aftermarket trigger? Who knows what's going on?
One for MQ
but
as well.
As he's doing this,
I already have one
you're
as
in the
well,
middle of
so
the chaos. You're ramped up with adrenaline.
Sure,
Who knows if that guy
they don't have one.
accidentally, while he was holding it, put pressure on the slide
Lean your dog's back.
and caused that gun to negligent discharge? I don't know. This is the speculation. The reason why the speculation is so, this is something we're talking about is because it's a SIG P320.
Yeah.
And there's so many stories about that.
It's not outside the realm of possibility, in other words.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is the worst case scenario, right? You got all this chaos, and then you got that fucking gun, and that gun goes
but
off.
let me ask you this. Let's say we adjust for this. There's an investigation. Turns out that this 320 model was one of the ones that was
an older
issued,
model,
or something like this, or it was
someone pet
it's newer. Let's just say it's newer, and they've gotten this design flaw out of there.
Sorry,
Roll on Quarm. Stop attacking. Roll on
all
Quarm.
those things being equal now, right?
No,
When a leftist points at that and says that's an execution, what's your opinion then? If it's the case, there is no negligent discharge. There is none of that. How would you view it then?
Well, it's an extremely unfortunate case of what happens during chaos.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think it's an execution. I don't think they pulled the gun from him and then just shot him.
But that's rhetoric being
It is,
maybe.
But which
He's gonna be able to
you're
pull
automatically going to have if you
Can
have a
pull
guy
back
get shot.
cameras enough off?
There it is.
Can we watch a video? Let's watch a video and see if we can discern
Who do we lose?
when
Is
the
it dead
shot
cleric on the
fires
ground? We need
off.
to get it
'Cause
slow
does
so we
it
can get this
before
cleric
or
up.
after they say he's got a gun? Because someone says he
Ah,
has a
you
gun,
can't
one of the
divide
I
officers
can gather
removes
mana
the gun, and
be
then a
able
shot
to
goes
slow
off.
again if you get me
Now, there's
back
another
in.
speculation that the guy
We need
who
Paladin
shot him
res.
had a negligent discharge.
Vina,
He
can you
didn't
res
like
ground
maybe he
control?
had his hand on the trigger and he got a little amped up and it went off and then he just fucking
Kept
fired
going.
into him.
Yeah.
Kept going. That's possible too. I'm not exactly sure. There's a ton of angles, ton of different cell phone angles. None of them are really crystal clear.
And the thing that's interesting about this is I'm even willing to kind of grant it to the left.
Rolling
Just
on
on
pulse.
appearance alone for a second, just for the sake of like logically
This is
taking
pretty
this
much
to its
fucked. You guys
conclusions.
can't. Someone
Let's
try
say
to
that the
camp.
cops were totally wrong on this. They
What happened
messed
on
the
the
whole thing
engage?
up.
Someone
They
pulled
screwed
it
it
out of
up.
the room.
It was a
Good.
negligent discharge from the officer himself.
attack.
It
I think
killed
that's
this
what
guy.
happened.
It was
my
totally
gun, I'm sorry.
unjustified.
I don't have a pet.
Okay, but now what? Right? Is it the case that we're gonna stop deporting illegal immigrants? We're gonna stop, that ICE is gonna stop, Border Patrol is gonna stop doing its job, ICE is gonna stop doing its job because of a single incident, even if all of the officers involved were incorrect? Of course not. That's ridiculous.
I can't believe
right?
we got our asses
The thing about
chewed by
this
some
incident is it's
stupid
being
shit.
used as a catalyst to now say they're the Gestapo, just like they're trying to do with Renee. They're the Gestapo. They're here to be the jackbooted thugs of the Trump
I mean, hit
administration.
that hard. Well,
That's being used
okay.
now as the new rallying cry and catalyst and it's post hoc justification. That's what makes me so angry about it. It's like, no. You're out here doing all of this long before anybody was getting shot by ICE. Okay, you were doing this long before there was any supposed abuses by ICE. It seems like what they do is they set up the reactions, right? They set up the conditions, maximize the conditions for horrible actions to happen, and then when they do, they use those as the justification for why they were ever out there in the first place. And it's like, what's going on here? That's what bothers me.
Right. This is the quintessential description of the color
Got room
revolution.
and shadow hit in worst case, but
They're
nobody feels
trying
it.
to create
I
chaos.
can
And
hunt a
it's,
cleric
again,
on
it's very
Johnson.
well funded and very well organized. It's not as simple as this is an organic
Yeah, load up.
protest that people are fired up because
logging
ICE
over.
is in their community. That's not really what's going
Oh,
on.
so just run me back.
But I think
I'll run
there's a
back to the
lot of
druid.
good people that are wrapped up in that think they're doing a good thing, and they really do think they're fighting fascism
I'll have
because
a
they
dire
exist in
charm
these
in
bubbles. And
23 minutes.
I
existing
believe
in-
them.
Yeah.
I do believe them
it'll
that
take
they
a-
think
recover.
that they're fighting against fascism, and I've
So the prep
I've
spot is
debated
to
with
the
enough of these
left.
people on what
Not the little
historically
nook next to the
fascism
door.
is in
Like
comparison
if you're
to what
not
they
a tank, you
perceive it
shouldn't even
as.
be there.
That I do think that they believe that 100%.
Right.
I just think it's an unjustified belief, and I think it's ridiculous. But
It's not accurate.
it's not accurate.
Is someone
One of
bringing
the
a
things that
druid?
we went over the other day is we talked about the deportations.
Yeah, I can wear.
Right, and that there's
Thanks.
been somewhere in the neighborhood of 2 million deportations, but 1.6 of them were like self-deportations. 1.6 of them were like people were notified and they said, "Well, just get the fuck out of here. I don't want to be in jail."
Yeah, good.
And then 500,000 of them were, but people are saying very few of them have been violent criminals. But we found out there was like 8%. This is just 8% of what we
Bring
know
the
has been
druid
caught.
in,
That is a
and I can, like,
lot of
Pachi
violent
and
criminals.
heal and
If you got
whatever,
500,000
and switch
people
back
and
to Wiener Dog.
8% of them are murderers and
Just-
rapists, and they
just
snuck
sucking me
in,
through
not
SG
even
and then you
snuck
can
in,
switch
because they
back.
were allowed access to the United States over the
8%.
last 4 years. Somewhere to the tune of, let's be like super charitable. Let's say it's only 10 million, because I think it's a lot more. And they
a
don't.
lot more.
Yeah, they don't really know the number because it's really the numbers that they're giving are based on interactions, right? But how many people snuck through and they didn't have an interaction with them? It's a lot, man. It's a lot of people, and they did this shit on purpose. And they did this shit because they want more congressional seats, because the census doesn't count citizens. It doesn't count legal citizens. It just counts human beings. So the more citizens you have in an area, the more congressional seats you have. And then there's places like California that make it illegal to show your ID. You're not allowed. Not only are you not supposed, which you should have to show your fucking ID when you vote.
Yes.
Right? So we know that you're legally voting. They made it so you can't show your ID, which is the only you could steel man this to the end of time. The only reason why you do that is because you want to cheat.
Of course.
It's the only reason.
Of course. Well, it's not just that, but you make a good compelling point here. The idea, even if it was the case, let's just say, almost none of them are violent criminals. Let's just give it to them, just for the sake of argument here. We'll give it to them. So what?
You're
The
invited to
people
group.
don't want them here. That's it. These are supposed to be the biggest believers in democracy and republicanism ever.
Can you
That's what they're
SOE me?
fighting against is the evil fascists. It's like, well, here the people spoke, okay?
Already did.
I'm
and
gonna
the
send.
people said,
Nope, wrong
we
person.
don't want illegal immigrants here. We want them out of here. It doesn't matter what
Wait,
the
who's talking?
conditionals are for violent
Exalta?
criminality or not
Oh,
violent
like-
criminality.
Okay, sorry.
If you're really a big believer in the republic like you claim, why is it that when Trump gets elected to do exactly this job, you impede it at every turn?
Yeah, they don't want it to happen.
They don't.
Because it was a part of the strategy
I
for
don't think I'm gonna make it.
a uniparty. I mean, this is what Elon came on and was
Fuck,
you
I'll
know,
come with you guys.
was very
Yeah, I need you to
passionate
punt me- I
about
need you to
wanting to
sucker me
explain
through
this to
SG.
people. I mean, it's just one of the reasons why he did it before the election. Like, you have to understand the plan that's in place. And what they're doing is they're trying to make it so that no one but the Democrats can ever win ever
Yeah.
again. And one of the best ways to do that is to ship untold numbers of people to swing states.
Yeah, which
And
is what they're
then-
doing.
It's what they did.
Yeah.
They didn't just do it. They flew them out there. They gave them EBT cards. They put them on Social Security.
Yep.
We had this woman. We documented. We talked about this woman who worked for. God, I forget which department, but her job was to turn these people from illegal immigrants into what they described to her as clients. And so you would tell these people, "Are you?"
Clients.
Yes. So her question was to them, "Do you have a permanent disability? So do you have headaches? Does your back hurt?" I get headaches. My back hurts.
My
I guess I'm
ass
permanently
hurts.
disabled. And all you have to do,
My ass hurts from all the taxes. Got that booty holes all tore up. Da, da, da.
it's like you don't have to have like clear evidence. You have all your fucking discs are fused. And you can't walk, or you have no. You just have to have a fucking back hurt. Your back hurts. Well, what fucking man who's a laborer who's 35 years old doesn't have fucking back pain?
Yeah, all
like
of
y'all do. So they come to you. They say, "Do you have headaches and back pain?"
What
Okay.
man is an office worker does not have back pain?
Right,
Everybody
exactly.
got it.
Fucking everybody does. You
Yeah.
get older, you get back pain, especially if
Yeah.
you don't take care of your back. And so these guys are all
Oh, shit.
being roped into the system.
Don't die,
and
Exalta.
then they get money. They get Social Security money. They get money from taxpayers essentially forever. So if you can get those people to vote, they will most certainly vote for the people that are giving them that money, right?
Of course.
They'll most certainly vote for the people that are moving them into the Roosevelt Hotel in New
Just
York
like
City.
how Muslims will vote, even though at the local level they oppose all leftist policy, they'll vote at a national level for leftists because they bring in their family members. They bring in they allow the importation of people that they want here. So
Here we go.
They utilize the system for the aims, and for Democrats this is all good, and of course for Republicans it's all bad. And Elon's right.
Oh,
He
fuck
is
me.
right that Democrats.
I got charmed.
He said the bird's eye view.
You can sucker
right?
through here.
Trump, what they're going to
I'm just
do,
waiting for
Democrats going to
Madison
win the
to finish.
midterms by hook or by crook. They're going to win the midterms. And when they do,
The
if they
fuck?
have the power in the House to do this, they're
Need
going
to
to
help
impeach him
him.
day one. And we'll have, now it'll be the thrice impeached president, right? And they'll obstruct him. They'll obstruct his agenda the entire step of the way under this elongated impeachment. They'll
What
just run
the
out the clock.
fuck?
Yeah.
They'll just run it out.
It's all pretty fucking
Run.
crazy. It's really crazy.
Run.
Gad Saad has a great way to describe this. He calls it suicidal empathy.
I can't believe they let you
A lot of these
drown.
people that are on the
Oh
left, that are
God.
self-described leftists, they're very kind people, and they want everyone to have a chance
Jesus.
to live in America and be good people, and they don't understand they're being used as pawns by much more cynical people that are just trying to get total control. And if you want to know what total control looks like and what kind of restrictions could be imposed on a Western
Yeah,
society,
can we get
look
SOE
no
and
further
NVs on
than
the
the
other
UK.
side?
Look what's going on in England right now. 12,000 people have been arrested so far last year in the
Please.
last year rather, for
Yeah.
social media posts. Just social media posts criticizing immigration. There was some new thing that they just passed that makes it so that you're supposed to tell on people who are talking in pubs, who are having conversations in pubs that you think are dangerous conversations.
There was that woman in the UK who was SA'd and then called the guy a name via text.
Yes. She called him a faggot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She called him a faggot.
She was sexually assaulted. She called him a faggot, and then she was arrested.
Yeah, she was arrested. I remember arguing on Pierce Morgan. I was debating with a leftist on this. This was the topic at the time.
Yeah.
And the leftist, who looked at me like he was a faggot too, he was defending it tooth and nail, right? This is a good thing because we want to get rid of
What
stigma.
the hell?
The idea is to try to destigmatize the thing. See, words create stigma, and stigma creates harm values, and harm values are evil. They're bad. That's the whole moral system. If we reduce harm, that's moral. If we increase harm, that's immoral. So that's the zero-sum way that they look at this, right?
Yeah.
If you're increasing it, bad. If you're decreasing it, good. So if we're decreasing stigmatization of an activity that we think is protected, then that's reducing harm. Therefore, that's the moral position.
crazy.
They are crazy.
It's
That is
crazy.
actually a crazy way to look at the world.
Well, it's very dystopian. It's very spooky that it's happening so quickly, and that the UK has become the
See,
the
we would have
leader in the
already been
world
done if
for
you were
arresting
here.
people for social media posts. No one would have ever saw that coming 5-6 years ago. But this is what happens when you get total control of a population. You don't stop where you're at. You continue to move forward. You continue to try to get more and more control. And this is this new thing where they're trying to get people to turn people in for bar talk, which is just crazy. It's just crazy. So that's where it goes. If you're really a liberal, a real progressive person who really believes in free speech, you should believe in all speech, and you have to. I mean, this was the ADL's position
take
back
him
in
for
the
like
day when they would allow the
a second
Ku Klux
at least.
Klan to march. They would say, "Look,
And then fight for the right to do
Yeah.
so.
yes." I mean, this is what it used to be.
Yeah.
It used to be an understanding
Really
that as
fucked this up. I'm
complicated as
sorry,
this
guys.
thing is, you've got
Shit
to allow
happens.
people to say horrible things so that you can counter them with better points and you make a better argument, and then people see your side, and then society moves forward in a generally
You know,
positive
in the
At least
online
Danny didn't spiral.
dialectic, the way that it moves between groups, and I think that now online influencers, podcasters, political commentators actually do have they have some political capital now, which can be spent the same way low-level politicians have political capital, which can now be
You
spent.
just made him
They
drop all
actually
the
are
good
connected
tears.
oftentimes with politicians
Right.
and operate as mouthpieces on behalf of whatever that political arm is.
Well, you would
Yeah.
say that about the right too, wouldn't you?
Of course, but I don't
Yeah.
see it as prevalent as I do with the left.
Feels like
The
I'm
left, for instance, there was a whole thing that used to go on Twitch where an organization came in and bought up all the Twitch mouthpieces. That's what they did. And like this is something which has been going on for a long time. But what's interesting with the political capital angle from these leftists, they don't care what the means are. The ends are that's all they care about, right? The means to get there, totally irrelevant to them. From their view, though, that makes a sick sort of sense. They believe that they're fighting against Nazis,
Right.
literal Nazis.
Right.
So if you believed that you were in a war with literal Nazis, what wouldn't you do to complete that war? What means wouldn't you go to? What means of sabotage would you not do?
Of
What
course.
cars would you not blow up?
Right.
What cops would you not eliminate
Right.
in order to stop the rise of the new Hitler?
Right.
And it's like, and they're expending their political capital on that message, and that message has a lot of influence on people.
Yeah. It also there's so many people that are getting
Oh,
attention
fuck.
by feeding into the rhetoric. There's so many people
Looted
that are making
everything without
viral
erasing
clips of
myself.
them threatening, like menacing, like these weird dorky liberal guys, like these guys that you would think of pacifists are literally calling for violence. I got one of them because it's like the most unlikely guy. Like you see this guy doing this, like, hey buddy, like what are you saying? who
Or we switch
Who's
back to
following
Necro
you
now
into
for
battle?
a res.
yeah, I'm gonna send you because
What
the
if you do
way
me
he
last
says
and
it
I,
too is
help you
so
guys with
like
buffs on the
he's
on
watched
the
too many
druid right
fucking
now.
TV shows. This guy, let's
You can save
because
Birdman some
it's
mana.
the terminology that he uses that is it's actually kind of funny. If it wasn't so scary, put this on real quick.
So it's,
Sarah,
it's
'cause
probably
so-
faster just to bring your Necro in so that you can med your
You
Necro.
see this guy's doughy face
Okay.
and his understanding of real violence. Listen to this.
When combat starts, we all roll initiative. I'm going to say that again. And everyone knows what I'm talking about when I say this.
I've
When
got 11
combat
and a half
starts,
minutes on
we
Dire
all
Sharp.
roll initiative.
I got my main here.
I mean, I hate to laugh because it's
Incoming
kind of
Nelson.
fucking serious because they're inciting violence and they're calling for insurrection. They're calling for people to take to the streets and start violence. But that guy, like, what? Like,
You're not going to roll initiative?
What does it even mean?
Well, I mean, I think it just means we all go.
Right.
When violence start, we all
It's a
go.
Dungeons and Dragons reference.
Yeah.
Is it?
Rolling, you know. You roll.
Oh, rolling?
Oh no!
Oh, wait, I mean, it's
No!
the tweet says Dungeons and Dragons in it. I don't even
And
know.
back down.
Oh God!
It says Dungeons and Dragons nerds means business. I think.
Oh,
So he's doing-
do a
so-
search on that. Does roll initiative, is that a part of Dungeons and Dragons? Roll that, because I only know of Dungeons and Dragons from Stranger
So
Things.
does his AR do 2d6 damage? It's like
But it's just the menacing way that he stares into the camera.
Determines
Okay,
your
here it
turn in
is.
combat.
Rolling for initiative determines the turn order in combat. Each player and monster rolls a 20-sided die and adds their dexterity modifier. Oh God! But I mean, this is what I'm saying. It's like it's a lot of it is cosplay.
That
It's-
does sound like he is saying though. We all go there, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
it sounds like that's what he's saying, and
Yeah.
it's also it gives meaning to people whose lives do not have a lot
Don't
of
resume
meaning.
there.
Right? Like
Rand,
all of a
don't-
sudden
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
a part of a greater
stop. I
cause.
didn't-
You're
I'm
part of
sorry, I
a
didn't
very
realize
important
the-
movement.
Yeah, you're stopping Nazis.
Yeah, you're stopping
We're good, we're
Nazis,
good.
and it's relatively safe from the comfort of your
That shit
own
would've been
home,
funny though,
staring
right?
at your phone on TikTok.
Sure.
I mean,
You know, and you get all
a little
excited
bit,
about it,
but
and you
also a
cheer.
little bit
And
not.
these are the same people that cheered
Yeah.
when Charlie Kirk got shot
Also
for
not
just
right now.
talking. Like that was fine, but this one is not good.
There's a time and
You
a
know,
place
it's,
for wiping
it's
the
all
raid.
like it's very fucked up, man.
Well, and they'll kill more commentators. They can get away with it.
There is.
Happily. I mean, part of that whole
Yeah, I
signal
think we're a little
chat
past that though.
that's dangerous that people aren't talking about. That's probably the most dangerous aspect of it. And I can't prove this, but it's been my experience that left-wing communities and left-wing groups, especially online
I mean, I
communities and
banned
online
outside.
groups,
I learned my lesson.
really pander to the mentally ill in a big way. Really pander to them. And I think that it's a form of weaponization. They want to attract the extremely mentally ill into these communities, and it helps with actually what is radicalization. And they play on the fact that they're mentally ill in order to do this.
Well, this is
Ravina
Antifa,
and Grand.
right? Like this is
there.
this is why
It's not just
they're fun.
Antifa. It goes beyond that.
Sure.
Like, if you go to some of these TikTokers communities, you go to some of the online political pundits
All right, are we
communities
done?
on
Are
the
we
far
done?
left, okay, these
Can
people
somebody
who are
move
in there
down?
are Fruit Loops, man.
Yeah.
They are lunatics, and they're pandered to. They're pandered to. Oh, okay, you can't say this to them. That's ableist. You can't
Right.
tell them this is you're a weirdo because that's mean. You can't. And not only are they pandered to, but I think that that's the
Gave
source of the
Nas
weapon.
some permission.
If it's the case that these people don't care about death, they don't care. Like, the outcome's going to be death. That guy who shot at
we need
the
Quarm, too.
ICE agents
I think
not
he's
too
on the
long
other
ago.
side of the
Remember, he was
door.
on top of the roof. He was shooting across with, I think, a Mauser rifle, and they dusted him. They killed him, or he shot himself. I don't remember which.
When was this?
This was a few months back.
I don't know about this one. I don't think.
No, there was a guy. He
It's
was.
just how callous I've become.
Yeah, he was taking shots at, I believe it was ICE agents in front of the ICE facility.
Oh, that's right.
And
That's
yeah,
right.
he was
I remember
using. I
that.
believe he was
remember
using
that.
like a Mauser rifle or something.
Yeah. Okay, now I remember.
And
yeah.
early on with the Charlie Kirk thing, they were actually making these connections because he had used a Mauser as well, right, to shoot Charlie Kirk. That was the.
Someone put me in
So
the raid
people were
again.
making those early connections. Wait, is this a sequence of events? Does the Mauser mean something here? Does that particular rifle have special meaning? You know how people are online.
Yeah.
But anyway, the interesting thing is like they don't care if they die. They're dying martyrs. They don't care.
Right.
And it's really easy
This
to
is
weaponize
spotted
mentally
in
ill people
Squonk's
that
group.
way because they don't care. These are the same people who have the high suicide rates for a reason because they're already mentally ill, like the Troons and others, which
There's-
many of them you find are connected to trans people almost every time.
Also, SSRIs.
Yep.
This is the other problem: is that how many of these people are on these psychiatric medications that violent ideation is a part of the side effects of these
That was fun.
suicidal, or excuse me, these psychiatric drugs. There's a lot of people that have psychotic thoughts when they get on some of these different
Who said he's
SSRIs
switching to
and,
the
and different
clerics
psychiatric medications.
now?
So you've got people that are already fucked up mentally,
In China.
and then you've got them on these medications that cause them to do all kinds of crazy things.
And aren't women
If you Twitch-
taking much more in the way of
Twitch in China, they
SSRI
can KO
pills than men are?
the clerics.
Yeah.
And who do we see is on the bullhorns and loudspeakers at most of these events? It's women.
They
Well,
200
particularly
men
liberal
on
women.
occupancy.
Particularly liberal
Statistics,
women, yeah.
I'm sure you've seen the statistics, but I
It's very
actually
lopsided.
save them because they're kind of nutty. What's interesting is the the least mentally ill in terms of numbers is conservative men. Conservative men, I think it's like
Because they're normal.
I think okay, young liberal women, 56% report a mental health diagnosis. Young moderate women, 18 to 29, 28%. Young conservative women, 27%, only slightly less. So for men, it is 34% of
We got
all
on the
liberal
switches?
men. 34%.
Yeah, I'm good. I can get Dirtman.
What in the hell? Venus fixing to get some gems. Do 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 do.
So a third of all liberal men are mentally ill, 22% of moderate men,
A
and
third.
16% of conservative
That's
men.
Yeah, but you know what the
Sneaky
lunatics argue
fuckers.
when you
What?
bring that up? These lunatics, they'll argue, no. The conservative men are
Those aren't
just as
men.
mentally ill. It's just undiagnosed because there's a stigma in conservative communities about going to get your mental illness diagnosed.
How
And I
long
always
is the
point out,
cooldown
and I
time
think
on
this
these
is
like mass
an
group
interesting
buffs?
way to point this out.
I think it's an hour and 15. Somewhere
around there.
It's an hour 12.
Like, maybe they're not going to get diagnosed because they don't have a problem. Did you ever think of that?
It's possible. It's possible it's undiagnosed because I think that is accurate, though, that there is a stigma about mental health and therapy and things along those lines in conservative.
Get
I mean,
you
if you want to, like,
I agree, but
have Metacrim.
Okay, this time I will summon a pet after we're already in there.
Plus, I won't peek this time.
Just summon a pet, but just don't walk in front of the door. Stay here.
I got less than 2 minutes.
Hey, nice, and you have group Ago, right? Yeah, you do group 1, I'll do group 2, and Thug, can you do individual? Just do Dirt Mun and Wiener Dog.
I don't think I need it. I got Pachi.
Yeah, actually, we don't need any in group 3.
Determines.
Does anybody in group 3 need to go?
No, give them symbol.
Okay.
You got Marzens?
I think so.
Actually, let me do it.
Okay.
Because I got the group one.
Does
It's
that one have
really
more
rare.
HP too?
It's really rare you get to cast that. It's probably like the only time I ever will. Just give us 1 minute, same.
How far out are we from engage?
Probably 1 minute.
Let's get ready.
You don't want me to try to get a dire charm pet again?
Do you remember how?
I've got
Yeah,
it
you
up
can go
again.
I can try to grab one.
Alright. Saying you can go back to group 1, I think.
Where's Thug?
We ready to roll this?
I think we're just waiting on Time
Who's
Charger.
tanking?
There, Char.
Yeah, I need somebody to come for me to target off of to get to these guys.
Just go in the room, your ally. You have to pass you before you charm, though.
I thought we had to do something.
No. I found, though, it's way easier to server tick that if you have SOW. Or Koth.
So the ones that kill me, are they roaming up here, or I just need to hug that wall and come back out with it?
You need to hug that left wall and get out of that door as quickly as possible, out of that hallway.
Strafe, pig, strafe along the doorway.
Back the way you came. They're in a room.
Okay, I just didn't want to repeat past mistakes.
Yeah, well, I didn't server ticket, so when I told you to stop, they were already out there. So if you were around the corner, you got, you know.
Okay, I think we got her. A prep man.
Was successful. Here I come.
And in their darkest hour, ground control above.
I was watching his whole plate on the mini map.
Oh, that would have been the play. Watch it in real time. His struggles.
Yeah, yeah, I was rooting for you, buddy.
All right, that does not excuse you from tashing and slowing, sir. Get it slowed. All right,
Anyone want to start running?
on the clerics. Exalta looks like he is pre-buffing himself with Adonals. Tegridus.
No, I got an Ego request.
Oh, Untegridus. Bugging
Very
people for
Untegridus.
buffs the whole time.
I almost asked for one too, because it was in my top slot.
Oh, I kind of need.
Run it back. We're going to MGB real quick.
Mander, did you just realize too that it was in your top slot?
No, but haste was so.
Remember, you top slot debuffs, so put your clicky on after. Yeah, don't even try to slow this until after he calls for assist either.
Yeah, honestly.
Oh Lord, no.
Do you want a
Not even
mallet?
give him a mallet, yeah. Give him a mallet.
Give on command, the mallet true, or is it Quarm? Whoever, it doesn't matter.
Whoever's
It's Mander.
it's Mander.
Oh, am I giving him a mallet or someone else?
You are.
Mander, please cuck when you are be-malleted.
I'm malleted. I hate this thing.
And learn to use it.
I did all VP. I hated it the entire time.
Oh, so you're an old hand at using the mallet.
It sucks because you gotta like destroy it and then get a ruby and go get another one. And
Well, yeah.
Don't destroy it. Oh well, you destroy it on raids, but sell it, or you just
Yeah,
hand it
sell
back.
it back. Yeah.
yeah, but you know what I mean. Like
I
not
know
rechargeable.
it's a constant job to keep them, but they work well.
Did we cancel it? I don't see it in my bags.
You're a Mongol.
No, I don't have it.
Oh, come on. He should be dead already. Good lord.
I also think that what happens is when you're talking, especially about the voodoo that is psychology, and it is voodoo.
It is
I
voodoo.
have very
All right,
little
we're ready.
respect for psychology.
Right.
I don't even
Alright.
consider it science.
Alright.
I consider
Roll
Give me a
chain at
second.
your
that there's
leisure.
Okay, look alive,
Go, Dan.
pigs.
We're live. Landing heals. Wait for assist call. Double fungi, guys. Melee. There's the assist call.
Wait, is this a Bellicaster?
No.
Nothing's landing.
Oh, shit.
We got an ad.
No, it's probably the pet.
Yeah, I don't know why my macro wasn't going. I'm trying to spam that shit. I'm sorry.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
How did he break the pet?
We need a tank to pick it up. Ground's dead.
This is on it.
Right.
Skip one.
We're gonna eat it again. There's no fucking way.
Just roll on Pasca till
Dirtman can keep us up, I would think.
Is it slowed?
No, I was in the process of trying to slow it. If I can get a pally res, I can gather mana and start trying to slow again.
Might have to will sap or slow it.
Fuck.
Now I fucked up and lost KEI. Great.
You're dead.
I understand.
It's wiping everybody. It's turning at least.
Camp a cleric.
I bound
We
outside.
lost
Oh,
all the
fuck
DPS. Camp a cleric.
Why are you
We gotta
getting
get
after
this,
me? that pet shit fucked us up.
Don't run. Where are you running to?
Trying to give you all time to get out.
There's no point. I bound outside. I'm back already.
The fuck?
How come my feigned death didn't work?
Yes, maybe he knocked you.
None of my dots are landing either. I'm not being very effective.
Where's his rank, guys?
Where's Squonk bound?
Outside. Where do you need me to go?
Need to pick up at the Nexus on the Shaman.
Okay. He sent the clerics, guys. We're resing up.
That was fun.
Are you gonna need an evac?
Yeah, you may as well.
So if I can't drag the corpse through this little spot I'm standing at, I need to wait for a rogue, is that right? Otherwise I'll aggro the boss.
Yep. Grimdin's raised.
Okay, I'll wait.
Yeah, anyone that's in that needs a drag, so go ahead and consent me.
Oh, we got a rogue.
So what happened there?
Does
What's up,
dragon,
Doze?
does
Dispelled
dragon
the pet.
dispelled? Yeah, dispelled my.
DPS looked pretty decent though. It was going down, all things considered. I don't think it's gonna be a problem. Started at like 75%, and it went tits up pretty quick. So we're just bound to get fat loot.
He's from Mandarin and Bungie. I think Puss has switched over, so we'll get him after.
before we go in this time, do you guys want me to damage shield on Doxson? Or, you know, I keep forgetting we have a druid here.
400 mana and on mass brute buff KEI.
Wait till Shaman's here.
Of course.
Oh man, they already got it.
All right, I'm here to evac.
That's the last one, except for Puss.
They're down to 2 groups. The hell? Not looking good.
Scientific methods used for data gathering, but I don't consider psychology a science at all.
And that's psychology. Psychiatry gets even weirder because then you start adding medication.
Yeah.
You're not
and
just
it's-
talking about therapy.
It's all voodoo, as far as I'm concerned. I think that men often, especially conservative men, get as much out of their close relationships with friends and family as they would
sorry,
going to a
Ooh, I
psychologist.
forgot I
In
got
other words,
Dre Mango.
I think just having somebody to talk to, who's a
Mango.
close friend who's intimately familiar with your situation, probably gives you more value
Hell yeah.
than going to a complete stranger who has learned manipulation techniques. That's what they learn, essentially, is manipulation techniques. I think there's more value there. And so I think that
I
the
think you could just
stigma which
MTP
exists
and hit
there,
him individually when
it
he
doesn't
gets here.
exist because it's like you're not manly, which is how they try to
Yeah.
frame it. I think the stigma
Probably
exists
gotta
there because
drag
so
him.
many conservative men go, well, I tried that shit and it was nonsense. I
Or
tried it and it
Everquest,
sucked.
one of
I
the
tried
two.
it and it
Yeah,
was worth I
whatever.
went to marriage counseling, did nothing.
It's server cap stuff. You gotta
Sided
drag
with the
me.
wife, right? I
Yep.
went for this issue,
Just
did
drag
nothing.
into
But when I went out and had
Graham,
some
can you
beers with my
MGB
friends,
KI?
that actually helped relieve some of
Yeah.
these issues.
I think the problem with that is there's a lot of guys who don't have good friends, and you don't have someone that you can count on, unfortunately. There's a lot of men
men.
out there that are lost.
I agree, but I think that conservative men seem like they have closer longevity with friends than progressive men do.
Yes, and they don't abandon them when they change their opinions on things.
Right.
So here's the self-reported data. From 2022 survey analysis found that 51% of conservatives report excellent mental health compared to 20% of liberals. That's a big difference.
Huge.
It's a giant difference.
I don't think stigma could account for that.
No, it can't. It's like it's not just stigma. It's also like what does it mean to be conservative? Does it mean taking account for your own actions, discipline, hard work ethic? All those things are actually good for your mental health. Like pulling yourself up and getting back to work and doing things.
I think now, and I think maybe it always should have been framed this way. I think now for the label of conservative to apply, we really kind of start with religious foundationalism.
Mm-hmm.
That's what is fast becoming the delineation.
Right. Having a
is
framework.
Having the framework, right?
Yeah.
And the religious framework is almost instantly going to put you in that, moving towards that conservative camp almost every single time. And I think that that's a necessary component now. If we're trying to make these political delineations, it becomes tough. What's a Republican or a neocon versus a conservative versus a this versus that? It comes down to foundationalism of framework,
Right.
like you were just saying, in the framework of Christianity, Christian ethics, huge delineation point between the right and the left rejects that for harm principles, utilitarianism, and various other sorts of frameworks.
Yeah, and they'll also point to, you know, what Christianity has done throughout history and the amount of harm that it's caused. But it's kind of like every power structure throughout history you could point to in that way.
Well, it was what was there.
Yeah.
The
it's what
thing
was
is,
there.
like, the Catholic Church gets a lot of shit for this. Well, look at all the
guess,
horrible
like, a
things that
little
the Catholic
stop
Church
yelling,
did.
like,
It's like the
glitching to
Catholic
death.
Church was the whole known world once.
Right.
You know, all of Europe was the Catholic Church,
Right.
not, you know, like all of it was.
Right.
You can't have organizations which span whole nations and countries, ethnicities, cultures, integrate themselves into it and not have corruption. That I don't care what system it is, pointing to it and saying it's because they were Catholic. That's where it becomes absurd.
Right.
They were corrupt. There was corruption, but
Because
that's
they're
not
human.
because they're human, not because
Right.
they're Catholic.
Right, right. One of the things that I always try to point out to people, they go, why do you go to church? Like, because when I was younger, I was very cynical about religion, and then I've got older. One of the things that I always say is, if there was a pill that could make you as nice as the people that I go to church with, everybody would be on it.
Yeah.
They are the nicest fucking people you will ever encounter. When we leave
Are
the
they
church
nice or are they
parking lot,
kind?
they're kind.
Yeah, they're kind.
Kind and nice. They're all the above. They're like
What
very
the hell?
friendly, happy people. But when you
Joe's
leave the
in
church
church?
parking lot, or even when you're entering, they're everybody lets everybody in. It's like no one rushes ahead. It's like you go ahead and then you go ahead. It's like the most self-organized, most charitable way of
Apparently your
exiting a
faction,
parking
like,
lot I've ever experienced in my
Dude,
life.
they're
The
threatening
opposite of a concert.
This as
You
well.
go to a great concert, everybody's like fucking on everybody's bumper, trying to weasel in. People are honking, fuck you. In church, it's like one person goes, another person goes, no, you go, wave, and then everybody's fine and everybody's happy. It's like if you could take a pill that could do that to you, if therapy could do that to you, we should all be on therapy. We should all take that pill.
Philosophy can do that
Weird.
for you because the
What the
phenomenon
fuck?
that you're talking about is the me philosophy. And so you're going to church, it's not all about you.
Right.
And that's why you have those types of interactions with people.
Right.
Wait, you go to a concert, that's for you.
Mhm.
That's for me, not for these strangers. I'm going
Right.
there because I want to be entertained. That's for
Yeah.
me. You go to church, it's not for you.
Right.
And the thing is it's the kind of materialism view, the materialistic view of pure materialism reduces always to me,
Mhm.
me, because what else can there be?
Right.
There's just me and the material I engage with. There's nothing outside of that. So why engage as though there's something outside of that? That doesn't just lead to nihilism, but it's the beginning stages of understanding the distinction between religious foundationalism and basically everything else. The reduction doesn't come down to me. And that's why those interactions seem so much better, because they are, because people are thinking about you.
Right.
And it's like,
Right.
what a concept. Imagine a world where people think about somebody besides themselves.
And they can think about everybody as a part of a community and a collective community that you
Oh, there
care
you go,
about that has
Crimson.
value to
Yeah.
you. And there's
And then you go, why is the mental health rate so much better in these
Right.
communities? It's like, well, isn't it interesting how much they think about other people than just themselves and duties
yes,
to those people instead
Yes.
of just me, 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 me.
they're the kindest people you're ever going to come across.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of value in that. And I think the people that are cynical about that, because they don't want to believe in fairy tales or they don't want to be stupid, they don't want to get duped by like there's a foundation to that. If you just forget about some of the stuff that's in the
Alabama
Bible
fan,
that
Alabama
it
fan
gets
by
weird
chance.
when you get old. Like you go back into the old stuff because
God,
for
no.
sure human beings had some sort of an influence on what was written down and what wasn't written down. But you
Old
get
old.
just to the
His
teachings of
Crimson
Christ.
Tide.
I can't find any faults in it. Like it's all about being kind. It's all about this idea that we're all in this together and that you're supposed to lift each other up and look
I
after
live
each
in
other.
Tennessee and I root
There's
for whoever's
no
beating
faults in
Tennessee.
it. It's not like you have to kill the non-believers.
Wow, we got a mage.
It's not like you get to rape and pillage for the non-believers and the infidels must die. There's none of that.
That's why the That's why Christians believe in objective truth. That there must be objective truth, because otherwise, why is most of the world following this as though it's objective truth? We seem to be leaning towards this as though this must be the thing which is objectively real and objectively true, and a thing which we can point to that is, because when people are introduced to it, like you just said, it's really hard and difficult to find fault in it. It's not just that. You know, it's
Oh,
interesting.
we got a
If we
jammy
reverse
finally.
it, if we say, what could I do that actually would be the best for me, it would still be that.
Yeah.
Which is the funniest part of the whole thing. It's like, both ways it works for you, even if it's not all about you, or it works for you even if it is all about you. It's still going to be the better message out of the two.
It's definitely a better framework for living your life, and there's a lot of people that just reject that that think of themselves as intelligent. You know, they think of themselves as intelligent and well-read and educated.
I'm
and
too
they just
smart
think
for
it's,
that.
Yeah, I'm too smart for that.
I'm too smart for all that.
I'm an atheist.
Yeah.
Any atheist needs to take 8 grams of mushrooms. Just
Do a little DMT?
do a little DMT, and you're like, oh, I don't know anything. You think you know things. You don't know a fucking thing. You just know what you've experienced. And I think that the world is better off if people have a great moral and ethical framework. I think morals and ethics and being kind is one of the most important values that human beings can ever possess if you want to live in a productive and healthy community.
Completely agree. And I think that kindness, I make a delineation
love
between
black
kindness
tea.
and niceness.
Mhm.
Because I think it's often kind not to be nice.
Right.
But I do think that you can be nice and it may not be kind.
Right.
And so,
That's true.
so I make a delineation between those things. I don't think that kindness, though, has much variance. Kindness is looking after the interest of somebody who's not me.
And it makes everybody, it's actually selfish because it makes you feel good too.
Yeah, there is
I mean,
something.
you can look at it that way.
Sure, from the position of trying to convince the unbeliever,
Mhm.
right? Appealing to their self-interest may not be the worst idea.
Right.
You know, appealing to like, well, has the lack of community and let's just assume for a second. Let's just assume it's all bullshit and it's all nonsense. Every bit of it is just totally made up. We just made it up, right? But we all acted as though it was true. If it's the case that your whole framework is that we just want a society that really works well and does the best it can possibly do for everyone, then shouldn't you, by your own framework, just pretend it's true?
Right. Yeah.
Shouldn't you just act as though it's true anyway?
Jordan
because-
Peterson had a very good point about that.
Yeah.
About believing in God.
I'm good
that
to go.
if you act as if God is real, you will have a better life. Like it works.
Could use a
It really
DI,
does
though.
uh,
work.
Almost like a universal truth.
Yeah, it's very fascinating. It's
self-again.
fascinating that people that are self-professed atheists and people that think of themselves as too intelligent for religion won't acknowledge that. They don't want to believe that. And so many of them that I know that are self-professed atheists are some of the most miserable people. They're very depressed. A lot of them are on psychiatric medications. A lot of them are in therapy. A lot of them are really fucked up.
They're almost cursed. Almost seems like that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And the thing is interesting is like I've talked with a lot of atheists, debated with a lot of atheists, especially on the effects of Christianity in society against the effects of atheism. And I know what pure secular states have led to. That's what communism was. That was a purely secular state.
Yes.
Where you really wall off the church from the state. But here we pretend that it's secular, and they get all the benefits of it
Looks like
being
we're about ready.
quote secular, but it's not secular at all.
Right.
Politicians are constantly voted in
One's
based on the fact
crimson's
that they
good.
have an X amount of value structure, and that's what they're going to implement legislatively on you. The whole secular thing, totally made up. It's and them pretending that that's even real or has ever existed as a real framework in the United States, just nonsense.
Not only that, but I think there is a natural default in the human
I'm ready to go.
mind to be
Call it,
attracted to a
Mander.
structure. And if that structure is a Christian structure,
back up
you're
for a second.
attracted to all the Christian values that we've just discussed being so positive and
Clerks
beneficial
look
to
ready.
you.
Let's get
But
rolling.
if you're not, and you go to
Yep.
a leftist progressive
Rolling train.
structure, leftists in particular, like a Marxist
Stuck
structure,
in here.
what
You got some
what
blocking
you're
in there.
seeing is a complete lack of forgiveness.
That
They don't
millennials-
have that built into the system. You know, one of the beautiful things about Christianity is forgiveness. and the recognition that we're all sinners and we all fuck up and we're all human and we're all flawed, and that you could move on and be better, and you can atone for these sins, and you could recognize that, yes, you've made a mistake, but here's the best way to move forward and be a better person. Society at whole recognizes that you are me and I am you, and we're all kind of the same thing. We all fuck up, and we're all just human beings, but there's a pathway. It's a pathway to forgiveness. There's zero pathway in this
nothing.
in leftism. That's the most horrible thing when you watch these pile-ons online over like the most innocuous
And so therefore,
discretions.
what's funny with leftists is their pathway is just everything's permitted.
Yeah.
Is it tashed?
Yes, it's tashed.
Thanks.
What the fuck? Why am I not?
Starting from 1.
Damn. That's why I lost focus on the window. Shit.
Is it ooze? Have you had bard stuff?
We lost our bard.
What do you lost? Oh, the bard.
Not a single dot landed. Fuck this.
Oh, shit.
Alright, slow.
Slowed. Okay.
Cleric's pause 80.
Defensive feeding. Defensive is down.
Oh, fuck.
God, he's dying slowly. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's that? Just slow fucking down or something.
Pretty slow.
I fucked up so bad, dude. I blew through a stack and a half and don't have any more reagents after all the wipes. Rip.
Is it Jaspers or Dots?
No.
Can't help you.
Duck yours nice. Yeah. We're going to have to slow this down somehow.
Throwing Willsap around for a bit.
Oh, I mean the chain. We're going to have to run it slower.
Oh, gotcha.
We're almost out of mana.
Yeah, and I'm trying to twitch. I feel like it's counterproductive to have a necro and a druid. Like, I could just be here on my druid healing with you guys. Should I switch?
No, Necro's better.
My pet's down, none of my dots land.
I think he's a belly caster.
Oh. Fuck.
Damn, he's only at 50. Shoot.
Usually Pachi like gives me advice when I play the necro. That's the problem here.
Clerics, don't start your heal until Mandir's at 70%.
I got 2 minutes till I can disc again.
I'm back in with a full mana bar.
Pop defensive.
We'll start heals at 60%.
I need a Vog if you can ground. You got dispelled, you skipped a slot.
I'm getting.
Okay.
DS is fading in the tank group.
DI is fading.
I got you.
Perfect. Defensive has dropped once again.
Start heals at 80. Mob's at 10%.
Prepare for a rage pig.
Only another 20 minutes.
It's just prepping us for Luckland raids, that's all.
Was that DI?
Yeah, DI got blown.
Can we start healing a little faster just in case?
Yeah.
A lot
Nice.
of tears.
Also at clerics.
I have to switch. And I can't see loot because I'm ungilded.
Yeah, I can really like it. We're opening the first black tier, so closing the first black tier.
That silver rube charm might beat the way. Maybe I'll get one of these. Or maybe not. Already broke 4,000. Man, that should be good enough for now. Probably should save for
Closing the second black tier.
the badass loots. That ruby's gonna go for more, probably 510 DKP. We'll see. Damn, that's a good price. Black tier. Damn. They're hitting that ruby tier
I
up.
almost looted the ruby.
Bad wiener dog.
Hey, since we're here, can we kill the ruby symbol guy?
Yeah,
Pick that up?
we're going to, yes.
Wow. 25. Big rollers. It's a damn good necklace and wrist.
Fine, take it.
Take it. I will take it. Because let me show you the shame that I will be replacing.
The resist bracer. Oh, it's got 30 mana. It's not bad.
And
Wow, that took forever.
Flame Kissed for. Oh, melee shit. That's why I never pay attention to it.
Nobody wants that shit. Come on. Okay, that's good. Sweet.
Closing Flame Kissed. Let's start working on the trash here. We want 2 minis we're looking for. And we'll head over to AC. Our polar is currently on a shaman, so there's that.
Yeah, and server's cap, so.
I don't know where that dude is. Is that him? I don't know if we can handle 2 of them. I don't think I can, well, I might be able to. Let's see if I can calm him. Nope, unaffected. So how the hell do I, oh shit. Roamer. There you go. Incoming. It's bad that a cleric has to pull.
Look alive, we got a mob.
It's mob time.
Who pulled it?
Nice and like a G, dude.
That is pretty fucking thug.
All of a sudden, I see Nice and come fleeing in with a fucking raptor on his tail.
We get pus rezzed.
Plus died. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pull that, dude. Hmm. It's a wyvern.
Rage.
Sorry, did we not close the white tier?
Dude, I'm on rampage.
He's on
Shit.
ramp. Nice and on ramp.
It's slowed.
Can you get me from here? No. Okay. Well, hmm. Sadra. Fuck. There's this motherfucker. Oh, fuck. He hurts.
Heal coming for Niacin.
Commander's got the
That was dumb.
Is he dead yet?
I'm pretty shitty necro.
This marks my first real purchase for Squonk. How exciting.
Minimal excitement.
It's integrity buy.
It'll be forgotten in 10 minutes.
Lights.
What the f...
Somebody heal Mandy real quick. Okay, cool. CH is landing.
Or rip aggro, that worked too.
What the... Oh. Getting smacked over. Okay, now I can pull. Is he mad at me or what? Yeah, he's mad at me. Damn.
Heals on Quarm.
You don't tell me what to do, pig. I'll heal who I please.
You heal no one because you're on Squonk.
That true.
Oh, man. Where the fuck's are all clerics go? Zalta and Thug are still here. Jesus.
It's slowed.
Damn. Walloping his ass. The fuck's Thug? Yeah, oh, he's over here.
That's the stuff that kills you. If you die from beer, boy, you're going hard. Like Shane Gillis will sit here on a podcast and drink 16 Bud Lights. First alcohol drinks were fermented things like beer, wine, mead. Okay, thousands of years before true liquor. Okay, first recognizable liquor appears when people begin to distill.
This was not one that
Archaeological
we
evidence
needed.
shows fermented drinks. Okay, that's around 7,000 BCE. So clear evidence of true alcohol distillation. Chinese rice beer distillates by about 800 BCE.
Damn.
So a couple
when you have a
thousand
cleric
years.
pulling you, get what you get. Apparently.
Yeah. Okay. Wine into strong spirits. The Arab alchemists. Alcohol. Oh, interesting. Using the term alcohol, the root of alcohol.
Well, they used alcohol as base for alchemy too. That was a base
Really?
for trying to transmute metal. Yeah.
I wonder if they were ever successful.
They were never successful.
Nothing?
No.
It seems like a crazy thing to waste so much time on trying to turn lead into gold.
I mean, there was whole kingdoms spent trying to figure out how to do this.
Wild.
And it's just like, and they never. I mean, you think about it, it makes sense, right? If you're the first one,
It's reached.
if you're the one who knows, like you can just create as much wealth for yourself as you want.
Oh yeah.
And
It's just amazing that they kept trying. It must have been someone saying that they got it. I got it, dude. Just give me some money.
oh, there was tons of frauds.
Yeah.
There was tons of frauds who were alchemists who, you know, they were that century's version of a snake oil salesman. You know,
Yeah.
of course we can turn. And there was ones even in the 90s who were like, we can now turn, you know, base metals into gold.
I think there's something now where they can make some gold, but I think it takes an incredible amount of energy.
Yeah.
And
Costs more to make than it's worth.
right, I think it's one of them deals. Is that a fact? I feel like I read something like that fairly recently. But here's the weird one. Why gold? Like, why does anybody give a fuck about this metal that you can't even use?
There's not much of it.
Right. That's true.
There's really what they're saying is 90% of all the gold ever discovered still in circulation.
Right. Yeah. Well, China just found a huge vein of gold, an enormous amount. But I mean, when you say enormous, it's like relative.
Yeah.
Because I think the entire world supply of gold would fit inside of a football field.
Yeah, there's not much of it.
Yeah.
It's very, I mean, and very little of it is worth a lot. I mean, even if you think a pirate's treasure chest, it's not actually that much gold.
Right.
So it's it's
a box of gold
it's
as opposed to like how
extremely
much
valuable.
iron there
And
is.
also you can do things with it you can't do with other metals. The same thing with silver. Silver.
Scientists mimicking the Big Bang accidentally turned lead into gold. Yeah, so this is the thing. But I mean, again, I think mimicking the Big Bang, like what are they using? A particle collider? Like what are they doing? Okay, how'd they do it? How to steal a proton. Protons found the nucleus of an atom. So extremely small amounts. In fact, a total of some 29 trillionths of a gram they made. Okay, smashing lead atoms into each other extreme. So it is a particle collider, I guess. Working on the Alice experiment and the Large Hadron Collider. Yeah, there it is. In Switzerland, incidentally produced small amounts of gold.
You just need a particle,
collider.
collider. That's all. No big deal.
No big deal.
You just build it into a whole mountain. And now they're building a second one, they said.
Yeah.
They're building
Looks
into
like
a
it's
new
on
mountain.
Right. Well, there was one they were putting during the Clinton administration. They were building a particle collider somewhere in the middle of America. Trying to figure out where it was.
I'm certain there's already more than one.
Oh, there's many particle colliders.
Yeah, but I'm certain there's ones that are even
Hidden?
probably larger and hidden than the one that's currently there. Yeah.
Really? You think so?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
What do you think they're doing with them?
Well, I mean, the military applications for that are they're enormous. I mean, the idea that you could make like some kind of particle weapon, or something like this.
Oh, right.
Yeah, there's no way that the U.S. military is going to let scientists have a gadget like that somewhere that they don't have complete control over. There's no way.
I wonder, because I don't know what kind of military applications you would have for particle colliders. I mean, for sure.
Big explosions, right?
There's probably, but you've got a giant loop and you're slinging.
Smashing things together, right?
Yeah.
So what do you do?
Like a
You
hair under the
smash
speed
things
of light.
together. You can make them go boomy boom, right?
Kind of. Well, the real concern with the Large Hadron Collider was they were going to create mini black holes that were going to eat their way through the Earth. That you wouldn't be able to stop them. They would just like slide through the Earth.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard they were concerned they were going to open up a portal to a different dimension. I've heard, like,
they did.
Yeah, I've heard all sorts of things. Yeah, we changed our timeline. We're on the new timeline. The whole 9 yards. I've heard it all. I'm just saying that anything. It's just been my experience when I look through the historic record that if there's any scientific gadget out there that looks like it has the potential to make something go boom, the United States military has a version of it somewhere.
Yeah, that makes sense. But for whatever reason, they abandoned this one during the Clinton administration. I don't remember why they abandoned it, but people can, if they have access to the area where it's at, can still go inside of it and see like what they started to build, but they never did. But it would have been larger than the Large Hadron Collider.
Yeah.
I want to say it's in Georgia. I don't remember though, but it was going to be an enormous particle collider.
Yeah.
And for some reason they just stopped funding to this thing. But
well, they're talking about funding another one that's twice the size of the one that they have now. They say that they need more room to smash more particles together.
What are they trying to do?
Smashing.
I have no
particles.
idea. Like that is way outside of my domain. I can tell you, probably the same things you've heard, right? Is they're trying to smash small particles together to see what happens. That's what the kind of the official story is. But it's funny because every time a new story comes out, it's like scientists smash this together with this and this happens. And I'm always like, okay, but what does that mean? And you never get any of that, right?
Right.
This one was in Texas.
I was in Texas? Yeah, the Clinton. Okay, that's it. Yeah.
Spent $2 billion on it and abandoned it. It's
Yeah,
outside
I
of
wonder.
Dallas.
See if you can find some images of it.
Yeah, it's outside of Dallas.
Hey, Puss, where are
It
you?
is outside of Dallas. Okay.
Don't heal me.
Abandoned superconducting super collider
Fair
site,
enough.
2008. Wow. I wonder if you could buy it. That'd be fucking awesome.
Get
Set up a
Brogan's
podcast
Brogan's
studio.
own particle collider.
I mean, there's nothing there. It's just concrete.
Yeah,
Let me
just
buy
finish
it.
it.
What's the big deal?
Like that weird time machine out in the
Yeah.
desert. That was really funny.
Let me set up an archery range inside of it.
Confirmed this stuff last week.
Department of War confirms plans to scale direct energy weapons.
Yeah.
Did you see that thing that China
why
made?
would they need a hydro collider though, right? Or a particle collider? Well, because they want to make stuff go boom.
Yeah, direct energy weapons.
Yeah.
Yes, Department of War has
Control,
direct
you
energy
almost got
weapons. Yes,
smoked.
we're scaling them. Wow.
Conspiracy theorist went wild.
Yeah, I
over there.
Oh,
noticed.
of course.
Told ya.
Well, that was a lot of people. The
I
really
want my
kooky
Fallout
ones.
rifle though.
I
I
mean,
do.
he
I want
went
my
for
plasma rifle.
1,000,
Right.
I do.
A
Like if
rail
they have
gun.
plasma rifles, you're gonna buy one, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, for sure.
You'd probably get a tax stamp. It'd probably be like a lengthy thing to
Oh,
get
for
through.
sure.
I'm glad you're a gun guy because I wanted to bring up this whole thing with this guy, Preddy.
Yeah.
And I haven't talked about it. We haven't done a podcast since that guy got killed. But that whole thing, there's a lot of people that don't understand what's going on and why riots only in Minneapolis and why
really just need
riots in the
Lepithina.
place where
Oh,
there's an
shit.
ungodly amount of fraud that has been discovered.
Coincidentally, right
Yeah.
around the same time.
Again to AA.
Exactly. Like instantaneously afterwards, the narrative completely changes. Everybody forgets about the fraud. Now all anybody cares about is ICE and fascists and Nazis.
Yeah.
Damn, that
And,
sucks.
It was my first AA
It's
on
there's a,
Dog.
you know what a color revolution is.
Of course.
And for people that don't, it's a coordinated effort to cause chaos.
So I mean, dude,
And this is a very coordinated thing. The idea that this is an organic protest, these riots are organic, is nonsense.
How easy is
It's
it for you to get
provably
the
nonsense because now they have
Gargano
access to the Signal
Sims?
chats,
If it's like
so they
real
know
easy, we
that
can get
these
it 'cause we
so
don't have any of
these
those, but-
people. that-
Cam Higby, by
It's
the
more
way.
trash.
Yes.
He's been on the front lines of this. The Crucible has
Let's
been
get
a
out
big
of here.
supporter
Good to see.
of that effort. My channel. I will often snipe his
I mean, it might be
coverage
just
while it's
one-
going on, send my audience
one more,
over,
maybe
send
two
in
more
super
Bobs.
chats in order to.
Between him. It's up to you. These are taking a while to kill, though.
That's what I'm thinking, and it's getting late. Up to you guys, though.
Someone needs it to fulfill their thing right now.
No. But it's a popular one that we have none of. That's why I'm like, we'll get it later. All we're waiting on is 2 Ruby right now.
Yeah, that's fucked. Crikey.
What makes it do that?
Are you like chaining dots?
Yes.
Let's spread the porters and port the Grimling when this dies.
Oh, moist, moist, moist. Son of a bitch.
Hey, Wiener, drop to the pig pen.
That's what we needed, right?
Yeah.
Sweet.
No, Chief, you were first on the list.
You
I just
sure?
had-
I don't
yeah.
care. Make it
Yeah.
interesting.
You want a death roll for it? I mean, we'll be back once a week. It's up to you. If you want to make it interesting, we'll death roll for it because that's the most interesting fucking way to do anything.
Yeah. Winner gets the symbol. Loser deletes their epic.
I need to get in a port group. Let's tell you guys.
But I want to see the ending. I'll just hold the box.
That's what she said.
She didn't say that. TV.
Oh shit.
All right, 50-50.
Yeah, good luck to you, sir.
Oh.
Oh, womp womp womp.
It was a fair mat.
It was a good roll.
Not TL me, pig.
Oh, fucking stun. Trade those dudes.
Somebody had a dandy little.
Yeah, you get them nice.
Anybody got any junk weapons to give this thing?
We just not waited long enough for the respawn.
I mean, it's been like 24 hours. This doesn't make any sense.
I think they were saying it was 18 hours, so we could still even be in the clear because we killed it at like 10 o'clock last night, and it would make it like almost 24 now. Almost. If it is on a 24-hour timer, then I think we still have like 40 minutes.
All the burrowers say available. Maybe there's 3 of them. So maybe if you skip that third one, it fucks up the timer for some reason. Like it sits up and then the thing doesn't respawn right.
Why are we leaving one on?
Because the summon one doesn't drop anything, I guess.
No, we've been killing him. We should leave him up.
Oh, have we? I thought we left him up last time.
Nah, yeah, we've been killing him.
Well, I guess we're fucked.
So, do we think we need to come open the instance? Like when at the start of the night, so we can kill it at the end or something? Because this shit doesn't make any sense.
We'll have to try that.
Like, yesterday when we killed it, we just zoned in. I'm pretty sure nobody did anything.
Yeah, we zoned in and went straight for the burrower.
Keep this guy going. I think that work is critical.
Yes.
It's critical work, and there's not that many people doing it anymore because of how dangerous it has become.
Yes.
And so I'm a big supporter of that. Doesn't mean I agree with everything he says politically, but what he's doing on the ground there needs to happen.
Right. You need to understand that this isn't organic, regardless of how you feel. I don't feel that that guy should have been shot, but I understand what happened, and what happened was chaos. So what happened? First of all, it wasn't ICE. People need to understand that. It was Customs Border Patrol people. So they were brought in to assist ICE. And they're telling this lady to stand away, and then this cop gets very aggressive and shoves her. You have to understand the situation that they're in, right? And this is not making an excuse for any of it. But you have to just to put it into context. These people are getting harassed outside of any hotel they're at. People blow horns. They try to smash into the hotel.
They dox them.
They dox them. That's why they're wearing masks. It's a coordinated effort. I'm not saying that guy should have shoved that guy. I don't think he should have. Or that woman. I don't think he should have. And then pepper sprayed. And then the guy who got shot, Preddy, he steps in, which is, if you know anything about concealed carry, if you are a concealed carry holder and you are carrying not just a pistol, but 2 full magazines as well, you do not ever physically engage with someone. You also are supposed to carry your license on you, and you're supposed to have ID on you.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
And you're trained
Yes.
specifically for this, by the way. I was a CPL instructor for years.
Okay, so
and
you know about it all.
The thing is, there's a framework here, if you don't mind if I add to your
Please.
framework. The framework here is this is a mathematical formula. So I've been following these extremely closely live and looking at how this is done. Let's go backwards in time. You remember what was going on in California. Nobody died in California. There was an ICE raid on a Home Depot, and they went nuts. And they
So a
started
summoned
smashing police
hatchling might be
cars.
it?
They were starting fires, right? This was not over somebody dying. And now the narrative, they're trying to make
I
the
guess,
narrative
I don't know.
shift. The Gestapo's in here, you know, murdering American citizens. Well, and what was going on in California then? Because there was no American citizens getting murdered there. What was going on there was they did an ice raid in a Home Depot, which anybody who's been to California knows that, you know, it used to be that you drive down the street and they would all
I
hang
can get
out
a
in
port
front of the
back
Home
and check in
Depot and
an
you say
hour,
two,
and then
Right.
if the
and they'd
things are
hop
up,
in the
we'll
truck
know,
and you would,
that's
you know,
what
they
we'll
would
do
go,
from now
yeah,
on.
they were
Yeah.
day laborers, right? So it didn't surprise
could,
me that they were there
track
doing
live
daily raids. Okay, that
as well, to see whether that hatchling's up in there,
Okay, I can do that.
because that might confirm whether it's. Well, it would work towards confirming that it's related.
Summon hatchling is the only hatchling I see on track. Let me go check in live. A summoned hatchling is not up and live.
Is a summoned pupper?
A summoned popper, Popper, or however you spell that bullshit. I see no summoned any mobs on track in live.
So I would say the pupper, the larvae, and the hatchling are the you know, the cooldown NPCs for the event, because they're all three of them are sitting down in this cave.
Doesn't surprise me a
We should
bit.
check back later
And
to see if
they
they're
all
any
went
bigger.
ballistic. Now, here's what was very curious about the coverage of that, and I had a debate with a couple of leftists on this. What I saw was what looked to me to be a
Summoned
police
pupa
stand-down
and a
order. There
summoned
was people
larva
who
are
were
on
breaking
track now.
into, I don't remember if it was an
Very
AMCO
end.
or a 7-Eleven, but they were busting into it, and the
In
cops
live?
were on
No,
the
not
side
live,
corner
in
watching
our
this go down.
instance.
Were they not up before?
I didn't see them before, but maybe I didn't scroll down at the very end, but I don't remember seeing them before.
Okay. Yeah, we just need to check back later to see if we can get a proper timer. Are we going to do something else?
got 2 groups. Summon wormed pop up now. If that's anything.
Didn't do anything. They didn't do anything about it.
Right.
Okay. If it got too rowdy, they'd clear it out, and then they let them continue. It looked like a stand down order, like you don't involve yourself. Well, what I think these guys have figured out is a mathematical formula, and it works like this. If the local police are not going to protect the federal buildings, then it's left to the federal police to do this, right? In this case, ICE is going to protect its own buildings. The FBI is going to protect its own buildings. If the local police aren't going to protect it and it's surrounded, then who does the protection then? And this is why Trump, he unleashes the National Guard, but where? To those federal buildings, to protect those federal buildings. That was the whole point of it. And basically anytime he's unleashed the National Guard that I've seen, it's to federal buildings to protect them. And so the mathematical formula works like this. The longer it is that protesters are engaging with federal officers whose job is not to do basic street cleanup of thugs, that's the local PD's job, the chances that there's an incident, which is going to be a bad incident, is going to occur. So basically, the longer you're there, the more attrition there is, the more engagements you have with these federal officers over time, eventually,
yes,
there's going to be something which is out of pocket that happens or something which is escalatory that happens, and they're banking on that. And that's why ICE is out in front of these, or not ICE, the Antifa people are still out in front of the ICE buildings in front of many states night after night after night. And it's designed specifically to make sure, it's just a math formula, right? The longer we're here, and the less the local PD involves itself,
Guessing,
the more
so
chance
I
of
don't know, we're all
incident
kinda
between
sitting
federal
around.
officers and us.
You're knocking steel against flint.
Yep.
Yeah, you're
Waiting for the fire.
You're waiting for sparks.
Mm-hmm.
And in this particular instance, this guy
Yeah, I think things are still
clearly
spawning
had
for
been
this burrower. So I don't know if we come back or what. For what it's worth, my lockout says that it's clear.
So there's basically 1 minute until the 24-hour mark.
So perhaps it's longer than 18 hours. Does it say the respawn time on the PQDI, or were we finding that somewhere else?
When you kill it, it says 18 hours.
Oh, okay, gotcha. You're right, I'm dumb, sorry. I wonder if it's like a scripted event that starts at 18 hours and then takes like 6 hours to complete or something.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like.
I mean, we waited like 26 hours the other day and it wasn't up, so maybe it starts when somebody zones in.
Well, a summon crawler just spawned. So you might be right. It's like something's happening.
But when we came in last night, wasn't it already like spawned and everything and ready to go? Unless somebody came in here and just like chilled for a couple hours or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I've tried to kill it twice. 2 times it's been up when we zoned in, and 2 times it hasn't, so I don't know.
Interesting.
Man, this poor guy. His first raid and the mob we're trying to kill isn't up.
I'll quit pulling stuff. I'm just bored.
So is it the summon burrower that we're after? Because there's one in there now.
We need an escaped burrower and a restless burrower.
What were we looking for again? Sorry.
The escaped and summoned, or not summoned, escaped and restless.
Burrower, right?
Yeah.
Okay, summon burrower looks like it popped, but I don't see any of the others.
So summon burrower is the one that drops like just the shit items.
Yeah, that one's on the top of the track list now.
And it wasn't there earlier, right?
Correct. Since we've come in, the summon worm and summon crawler, now summon burrower came up. And we have a summon larva and summon pupa on track too.
Hey, I'm just chilling at this book with this new guy. I don't know if you guys want to let us in.
I did not have group leader or anything, I'm sorry.
All right, I'm gonna head to Kithakor.
Can one of the group leaders invite those people to the raid?
Exalta, if you make me leader, I can invite him.
I can also use some bone chips if anybody have any.
Oh. A restless burrower is now up, which is red.
Isn't that one of them?
What was that? Say again?
Is that one of the mobs we're looking for?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
It's-
seem to.
Yeah, it's on top of summon burrowish, so it must have been the newest thing to pop now.
Let's just go to Kithakor. I'm not hearing back from anyone about what's going on, so. Anyone got a porter?
Sounds like the box is up. I don't know what else you've been talking about.
Yeah, I guess they're spawning in reverse order.
Is that the one down under the water?
Yeah.
I'm trying to Google around, see if I can find some more like detailed information on what this cycle is like. So far, I found out it's part of a quest line called the General's Challenge.
Does anyone know where the Kithakor book is?
feel like it's by Misty Thicket, or sorry, Rivervale.
Like inside Rivervale?
No, like in Kilthickel Forest on that side, I think.
No, the book can't be in the
Oh,
zone,
maybe
I think.
Misty Thicket, or sorry, not Misty. I keep calling it Misty. I mean Rivervale.
Bungie says outside of Kithakora in West Common Lands.
Yeah, I guess that's it. Our raid's kind of dwindling little by little.
I believe Call is a rogue epic in Kithakor.
Yeah, let's go help with that.
Kill this pet. I'll break it. Send me to zone.
Well, I guess I'll be back later.